Good morning, students. In English, we are seeing Play 3, The Jungle Book. It was written by Rudyard Kipling. So, today we will see Scene 2. Scene 2. The narrator. Father Wolf listened, and below in the valley that ran down a little river, he heard the dry, angry whine of a tiger who has caught nothing and does not care if all the jungle knows it. So, the narrator is saying that the father wolf listened that below the valley there is a little river that is running. From there, the father wolf heard a dry, angry whine of a tiger. Whine means a high pitched sound. So, the father wolf heard the sound of the tiger who has caught nothing. So, the tiger did not catch anything to eat. So, that is why angrily the tiger is making sound and does not care if all the jungle knows it. So, by making the sound, the whole jungle will knows about it. No, that the tiger is making sound because he didn't get or catch anything. But also the tiger do not care about it. Father Wolf, the fool, to begin a night's work with that noise? Does he think that our bucks are like his fast Vaigunga bullocks? So, the father wolf is saying that the tiger is a fool. To start his night work, does he start with such a noise? Does he think that our bucks means anman, the male deer, are like his fast Vaigunga bullocks means kalegal. So, does the tiger, the Sher Khan thinks that the bucks are like his Vaigunga bullocks? If small sound if here means the bucks and all will run very fast. So, does the Sher Khan thinks that the bucks are like the bullock in the Vaigunga village? Mother Wolf, hush, it is neither bullock nor he hunts tonight, it is man. So, the mother wolf is saying it can be bullock or he is going to hunt tonight, that it can be a man. Narrator, the whine had changed to a sort of humming purr that seemed to come from every quarter of the compass. The narrator is saying that the whine, that is the high pitched sound of the Sher Khan, has changed to a sort of humming purr. That means purr means a continuous sound that is expressing a contentment. So, the whine has changed to a humming purr that comes from every quarter of the compass. Compass means 360-degree. All over the side, the sound was coming from all the place in the forest. It was the noise that bewilders woodcutters and gypsies sleeping in the open and makes them run sometimes into the very mouth of the tiger. So, that noise was like a bewilders. Bewilders means confuse. So, that noise confuses the woodcutters and gypsies. Woodcutters means the people who come to the jungle to cut the woods, those woodcutters, and gypsies means nadodigal. So, they will sleep in the open area in the jungle. So, that noise will confuse them and they will it will make them to run away. So, sometimes when they are running, they will run to the mouth of the tiger itself sometimes. Father wolf, man, showing all his white teeth. So, the father wolf is saying man and showing all his white teeth. Ha, are there not enough beetles and man and on our ground too? So, the father wolf is saying that still there is not enough beetles. Beetles means vande and man. Man means human. So, is there not enough beetles and man on our ground too? Like that he is asking. Father wolf is asking. Scene 3. The narrator. The law of the jungle, which never orders anything without a reason, forbids every beast to eat man except when he is killing to show his children how to kill. And then he must hunt outside the hunting grounds of his pack or tribe. In the jungle there are many laws. Law means satam. So each and every law has a reason. Because of that only it has to be followed. For each reason only law has been given in the jungle and it has to be followed by all the animals in the jungle. Forbides means tadai. Beast means mirgam. So for every animal in that forest has a rule that it should not eat man unless except when he is killing to show his children how to kill. So only to teach their kids, the baby animals and all, that time they can kill man, and they can show their children how to kill man. Unless that, they should not kill the man. Then after teaching them, they should only kill outside the hunting grounds of their pack or tribe. The real reason for this is that man killing means sooner or later the arrival of men on elephants with guns and rockets and torches. Then everybody in the jungle suffers. So the real reason for not killing men is very soon or later the men will come on the elephant with guns, rockets and torches. So this is the reason why animals should not kill human beings. Kill means animals should not hunt human beings, because if they hunt human beings, all the humans will come into the jungle with guns, rockets and torches and all, and then they will start killing the animals. So then everybody in the jungle suffers. Everybody in the jungle means all the animals in the jungle and all, they will start suffering because of this. That is why the law has given that they, animals in the jungle should not kill the man. The reason the beasts give among themselves is that man is the weakest and most defenseless of all living things, and it is true that man eaters become mangy and lose their teeth. So why this kind of law is been in the jungle? Because the beast means mirgam. So all the animals in the jungle think that man is the weakest and most defenseless. Defenseless means பாதுகாப்பற்றது. So human beings are the most defenseless of all living things. Among the all living things, human beings. Man means human beings are defenseless because they don't know how to protect themselves. And it is true that man eaters become mangy and lose their teeth. And also they believe that if an animal eat man means they will become mangy. Mangy means becoming in a bad condition, and they will lose their teeth. They lose their teeth, or either it will become a bad condition. So this is why they follow this kind of a law in the jungle. The purr grew louder and ended in the full-throated howl. Purr means already I told you, purr means continuously making sound expressing a contentment. So the sound made it very louder, and at the end it became a full-throated howl. Fully it started howling. Howling means ooledradhu. So the tiger fully howled. Sher Khan, Ar. So the tiger was making sound, so that is why they have given Ar. So he is making a kind of howl. Narrator. Then there was a howl, an untigerish howl from Sher Khan. So the narrator is saying that then also the tiger was making sound. It was a howl. Howl means ulay. So it was a untigerish howl. Untigerish howl means a tiger won't make such kind of howl or a sound. So that is why they have mentioned untigerish howl. From whom? Sher Khan. So the Sher Khan only was making sound. That is, he was howling. Mother wolf. He has missed. So Mother wolf is saying that he has missed. So she found that Sher Khan has missed something. That is why he is making sound like that. So she told he has missed. Father wolf. What is it? Runs out a few paces and hears Sher Khan muttering and mumbling as he tumbles about in the scrub. So Father wolf heard the sound of the tiger and he is asking, what is it? Runs out a few paces. Paces means walk with measured steps. அளந்து நடக்கிறது or அடிமேல் அடி வச்சு நடக்கிறது. So Father wolf here and there he is moving, and he can hear Sher Khan muttering and mumbling. That means முணுமுணுக்கிறது. So he is muttering and mumbling. He is saying something about Sher Khan, and he is moving here and then, and so that he can hear Sher Khan sound, as he tumbles about in the scrub. So tumbles means urundu vilaradu. So and he is scrubbing, he is rubbing hard the ground, so he can hear the Sher Khan sound. The fool has had no more sense than to jump at a woodcutter's campfire and has burnt his feet. So the father wolf is saying that the Sher Khan is not even having sense at all. He is having no more sense, because always he is going and jumping into the woodcutter's campfire. So woodcutters, when they come into the forest, they will have a campfire. They will burn wood so that it will make them feel warm. So they will have a campfire. So this tiger will go and put a jump into that campfire, means what will happen? It will burn his feet. So that is why father wolf is saying that the Sher Khan is not even having no sense, always going and falling in the campfire. Like that he is telling about the Sher Khan with a grunt. So how he is saying about the Sher Khan? Grunt means urumradu. With a grunt he is telling Tabaqui is with him. So who is with Sher Khan? Tabaqui is also with him. Mother wolf. Something is coming uphill. Twitching one here. Get ready. So mother wolf found that something is coming uphill. That means mele edo varudhu. Twitching one ear. That means when animal hears some sound, their ears and all will go up. No, they will turn and they will hear what sound is coming. So like that one ear was twitching and get ready. So mother wolf is telling to get ready. Narrator. The bushes rustled a little in the forest and father wolf dropped with his haunches under him, ready for his leap. So the narrator is telling that the bushes rustled a little. Rustled means a soft crackling sound. So in the forest and all there will be a soft sound. No, like that a sound was coming from the bushes, and father wolf dropped with his haunches. So usually animals will sit with his backside only, will be sitting on the floor, and the front leg will be like in the standing position. So same like that father wolf dropped with his haunches under him, and he is ready to leap. Leap means to jump high. Then if you had been watching, you would have seen the most wonderful thing in the world. The wolf checked in mid-spring. So the narrator is telling that if we were in that place, we would have seen the most beautiful thing in the world. Why? Because the wolf checked something in the mid-spring. So if we are in that place, we would have seen the most beautiful thing. He made his bound before he saw what it was he was jumping at, and then tried to stop himself. The result was that he shot up straight into the air for 4 or 5 feet, landing almost where he had left ground. So what happened? He refers to the father wolf. So he made his bound. Bound means he moved towards what it was coming. So before knowing what was coming, he started to jump on it, and then only he tried to stop himself. So before knowing that he started to jump, no, what was the result? He straightly went into the air, 4 or 5 feet he went into the air, and then again he landed on the ground in the same position itself. Father wolf. Man, snaps. A man's cub. Look. The father wolf, without knowing what it was coming, he started to jump. Then only he tried to stop, but he went into the air, and again he landed on the ground itself. Then he found that it was a man. That means a man's cub means it is a baby. It was a baby. Snaps means telling something quickly. So he said man. That is a man's cub. Look. He is telling to look. Narrator. Directly in front of him, holding on by a low branch, stood a naked baby who could just walk, as soft and as dimpled a little atom as ever came to a wolf's cave at night. The narrator is telling that directly in front of him means directly in front of the father wolf there was a baby naked. Naked baby means the baby was not wearing any dress. It was holding a branch, and it was that baby was able to walk, and the baby was looking very soft and dimple like a atom, means it was like an atom. The narrator is telling that the baby was like an atom which came to the wolf's cave at night. So the baby came to the wolf cave at night. He looked up into father's wolf's face and laughed. So what did the baby do? The baby looked at the father's wolf face, and he laughed. Mother wolf, is that a man's cub? I have never seen one. Bring it here. So what the mother wolf is saying, she is asking, is this a man's cub? She is asking, is that oru manisha kuttiya? Like that, mother wolf is asking, and she is saying that she have never seen that before. So she is telling to bring it to her. Narrator. A wolf accustomed to moving his own cubs can, if necessary, eat an egg without breaking it. And though father's wolf jaws closed right on the child's back, not a tooth even scratched the skin as he laid it down among the cubs. Usually animals carry their own cubs with their mouth. So same like that, wolf also carry their cubs by their mouth. They carry by their closing jaws, and they will move here and there. So the narrator is telling that wolf accustomed. Accustomed means usually how they do or their habit. So their own cubs also they do like that only. So if it is necessary also, the narrator is telling that it can eat an egg without breaking it. So that much softly they will handle the cubs or even a egg. The father wolf, same like that, how he will do his own cubs. So same like that, he closed the jaws on the child's back, and he laid it on the laid the baby among the cubs. So the father lifted or carried the child back by its jaw, and it laid among his own cubs. 4 cubs was there no, for the wolf. So he laid this child also among the cubs. So when doing like that, even a single tooth of the wolf did not scratch the child's body. So the narrator is telling that the child was carried like that. Mother's wolf. In a soft tone, how little, how naked, and how bold. So the mother wolf, in a very soft tone, in a soft voice, she is saying how little, how small the baby is, how naked. Naked means the baby was not wearing any dress. So she is saying how naked and how bold. Why it is bold? Because the baby was coming to the wolf itself. So she is saying without any fear it came. No, so she is saying how bold it is. So the mother wolf was telling about the baby. The narrator. The baby was pushing his way between the cubs to get close to the warm hide. So the father wolf carried the baby and laid among the 4 cubs. So once it was laid among the cubs, what did the baby do? The baby pushed his own way. So it moved by itself between the cubs. In between the cubs it moved, and it went close to get the warm place. Mother wolf. So this is a man's cub. Now, was there a wolf that could boast of a man's cub among her children? So the mother wolf is asking. So this is a man's cub. Idda manida kuttiya. Like that she is asking, and she is saying that now is there any wolf that can boast of a man's cub? That means raise a human baby also among her children. Like that she is asking. Father wolf. I have heard now and again of such a thing, but never in our pack or in my time. So the father wolf is saying when mother wolf is asking whether a wolf can raise a human cub also among her children. So the father wolf is saying that I have heard something like that, but not in our pack or in my time. Means நம்ம கூட்டத்தில், pack means how their wolf gang will be there, no. So in their pack or in their time they have not heard like that. But see, he looks up and he is not afraid. So the father wolf is saying that he see him, that he is looking up and he is not even afraid of seeing us. So like that father wolf is saying about the baby. Students, in page number 120, you can see a picture given in your textbook. So the picture shows that it is a play. So human beings are dressed up like a wolf, and there is a baby. So this is a father wolf and this is a mother wolf, and there are four cubs in front of the cave. So they are acting like this story, the Jungle Book. So this is the picture that shows us it is a play. Till here let us stop, students. The remaining scene 3 we will see it in the next class. Thank you.